Well, just minutes after Donald Trump becomes the official nominee of the Republican Party, Putin decides to issue a rather cryptic warning, a warning, by the way, that I think we should all heed. But take a look at what I'm talking about here. And this is on dailymail.co.uk. Nuclear weapons exist. In order to use them, warns Putin, as he declares, we are ready to go head to head with America if U.S. troops are deployed in Ukraine. He goes on to state that Vladimir Putin today declared his readiness for nuclear war should the U.S. deploy troops in Ukraine as Moscow's fight against Kyiv rages on. Quote, from a military technical point of view, we are, of course, ready, the 71-year-old dictator declared in an interview with state-controlled media television. In unsettling comments, he reminded the state-controlled channel that Russia's nuclear doctrine permitted use of nuclear weapons in the event of perceived threats to national security. It concludes that weapons exist in order to use them, he declared. We have our own principles. He warned that if U.S. troops are deployed in Russia or Ukraine, Putin will view this as American intervention in a war, he declared 2 years ago. In the United States, there is enough specialists in the field of Russia-American relations and in the field of strategic restraint. Therefore, I don't think that here everything is rushing to it, nuclear confrontation. But we are ready for this, he said, before going on to add that Russia's nuclear triad of land, sea, air threats was much more advanced and modern than those touted by America. His statement is another blunt warning to the West ahead of a presidential vote this week in which he is all but certain to win yet another 6-year term. So this is absolutely a direct threat from Vladimir Putin. But before I continue, just a quick shout out to my sponsor at Noble Gold Investments by going to lisahavengold.com. Look, if you have a bank account, I encourage you to pay attention because your savings could very well be at risk. The banking system is once again under massive stress, and this could jeopardize you and your family. But there is an easy way to protect yourself. That is the good news, and it is with gold. Contact Noble Gold Investments today and safeguard your family's financial future. And as a thank you for opening a qualified account, right now they are giving away this free 1/4 ounce gold standard coin with any approved plan. So make sure you go to lisahavengold.com, fill out that information, and they'll send you that gold and silver investment guide for free. Or if you want more information, give them a call at the number on the screen. But if you want more info, click that more button if you're on your cell phone, or click the link in the description box below. All right. So let's dive into what is going on regarding this war with Putin, because here's what he said. He said very clearly, look, if you, Biden, or the United States of America send troops over to Ukraine or Russia, United States troops, then this is going to mean that we are going to use our nuclear arsenal because that is the reason we built it. We built it to use it. Now, this is a straight up threat from a nuclear powerhead, and it really, honest to God, sends chills down my spine because the last thing that any of us want is some kind of nuclear war. And right now, the Biden administration is really poking the Russian bear, so to speak, by sending billions of dollars over to the country. And there's already rumors, wink and a nod, that our military personnel could very well be there. In fact, take a look at what was said by the Biden administration recently, and right around the same time that Putin made that statement, or a little before. But here it is, Newsweek.com. U.S. troops may have been killed in strike on patriots in Ukraine, says Russia. Now, the article details this. It says, American military personnel may have been killed in a Russia strike on U.S.-supplied Patriot air defense systems supplied to Ukraine, according to a Moscow-aligned lawmaker in comments reported by Kremlin-backed media. When asked for a response to the claims, a spokesperson for the Pentagon told Newsweek, I can confirm no U.S. injuries because we have no U.S. service members in the fight. If that's not the weirdest thing I have ever heard, it's like, oh, no, nobody died because nobody's there. It's almost like, I don't even know what you call it. It's like they got busted, but they didn't get busted. So don't worry, we have no injuries because nobody's there. I would have said something like, yeah, why would we have anything over there, your question doesn't make sense, and move on. Something to that level. But instead, they had to clarify that they had no one overseas. Now, if we do, I think we should pull them back home, because I'd rather not end up in a nuclear war with a country, well, like Russia, who right now, by the way, is testing some technology, drones on the ground. As a matter of fact, here's Newsweek: Russia to test new ground drones with mounted guns. Eek. Talk about some military there on the ground, and boots on the ground. That's absolutely chilling to the core. Now, what adds a little bit more fuel to the fire is the fact that right now, Emmanuel Macron is floating the idea of putting troops in Ukraine. Now, if he does this, this would mean war with NATO. War between France and Russia would mean war between Russia and all of NATO, because we're one of the member countries. But take a look at what I'm talking about here. Breitbart, World War III watch. Macron floats troops in Ukraine for first time. Moscow warns of inevitable war with NATO. Discussion of sending NATO troops into Ukraine itself has suddenly broken into the open for the first time, prompting Russia to warn that a direct military conflict between NATO and Russia will be inevitable if Western troops become engaged. Again, if we go back to the list of NATO members, right here we see France, and right here we see the good old-fashioned United States of America. And so to speak, an attack on one, if you will, is an attack on all. I don't think that's a good idea, Emmanuel Macron. Not right now. I really don't want another World War III. And I thought organizations like NATO were to prevent world war. Seems very well like they're inching us in that direction rather than saving us. Anyhow, I wanted to bring all of this to your attention. I love you guys. I hope all else is going well and can't wait to read your comments. But thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.